Hey, what's up guys, TechTine here and I'm back again with a brand new video. So before I begin, I just want to thank you all so much for watching. If you do enjoy my content, I would appreciate a thumbs up. Also, if you're not a subscriber, make sure you consider subscribing. A lot of great content is coming really soon. So with that being said, today I want to discuss the Revel 7 Pro after its recall. So this phone did go under the radar just because of the recall that it has. Now there are no specifics or exact reasons to why the T-Mobile did the recall. They did say that they want to ensure the highest quality, but that's so vague. But a lot of articles did write that it did have performance issues. Some said that it did have service issues. So the exact reason is not clear, but here's the Revel 7 Pro after the recall. So one of the first things that I want to highlight real quick is in its design. So the design, everything about this phone is still the same. It's just, I guess they fixed whatever issue that it has. Now, the entire phone is made out of plastic, but the back does have this matte finish to it that one is slippery, and the other thing is that this phone does catch fingerprints like crazy. The sides though they do have this kind of shiny glossy chrome finish to them, and of course you can't forget about the power button that has the T-Mobile colors, which is the pink power button that does double as a fingerprint sensor, and of course you have your volume up and down. And so the back also houses your quad camera setup and your dual LED flash, which we will definitely talk about later on. But essentially that's the big story behind the design. So the big thing here is that for 250 bucks, now I know T-Mobile and Metro by T-Mobile, they have a lot of offers when it comes to this phone, but for 250 bucks, would this be something that you'd be considering just from looking at the design itself? Now the material of choice still is on the cheaper end, and I'm not really a fan of their matte finish to it just because of the amount of fingerprints that it catches. Okay, so now let's go ahead and switch the topic of conversation, and I want to speak a little bit on the display. So you get a 6.7-inch really large display, 2436 by 1080p, and it does have support for 120 hertz refresh rate. Now mind you, this is an AMOLED screen, but to be honest with you, it's not really that quality of an AMOLED display. It's fine, it does the job, but it doesn't really get all that bright, and the kind of face of the front glass of the display is extremely reflective, which can be bothersome under bright light conditions, but overall, a decent display. I feel like the word AMOLED has been slightly overused. I've seen better IPS panel, but that's just my humble opinion. Watching videos and things like that would still be fine on this phone. You should not have any issues in that regard. So the next topic of conversation is in the performance. So on paper, this phone has some decent specs for the money that you'll be paying for this phone. So you have the Qualcomm Snapdragon 6 Gen 1 processor, 8GB of RAM, and a whopping 256GB of storage. The synthetic benchmark scores are also decent. But honestly, my biggest problem with the performance of this phone is the lack of consistency. So I've never seen a phone crash this much when just doing the light tasks. It doesn't do it a lot, but it does it more than I like, if that makes sense. For example, so I was filming this B-roll while trying to kind of test the video quality of the display, and all of a sudden it crashed. And it didn't do it once, it didn't do it twice, it did it on a multiple occasion at different times. So hopefully that can be fixed with a software update. It might be a software glitch. So we'll see what that happen. We'll see what would happen. But I mean, again, this is after the recall. I don't know. I just wanted to make sure that I share that with you guys. Now, the other thing that I want to discuss within the camera itself is that you do get a quad camera setup, a 50 megapixel main sensor with optical image stabilization, a 5 megapixel ultra wide, you get a 2 megapixel depth and a 2 megapixel macro sensor, a 1440p maximum recording as far as video, a 16 megapixel front facing camera. But to be 100% honest, if we look at the camera performance in general, first of all, it takes pictures fairly decent, and switching between your main sensor and your ultra wide is slightly laggy. Even switching between your different modes is not as fast as I would like it to be. For the most part though, it works fairly fine. It's fine. Taking pictures, I did full camera review, I'll leave it in the description below, but pictures on this phone come out in good lighting conditions, come out as good as you would expect. So it's average. It's nothing more, nothing less, to be honest with you all. Now, here's my bottom line conclusion. Now that this phone has been out for a long time, and now that the recall has been over, it still has a lot of question marks associated with it. It's not going to be my first choice for people to go ahead and get. Now, I get that it does have wireless charging, which is a nice feature to have, and it does have a lot of storage out of the box, but it does have its fair share of problems. Now, the big bright side about this phone is that T-Mobile promises a lifetime warranty, which is something that I haven't really seen in any phone before. So thumbs up for that. They're really trying to give you that peace of mind by giving this lifetime warranty. And with that being said, does this phone deserve a spot in your pocket if you do have T-Mobile or Metro by T-Mobile? Let me know in the comments below. So I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will most definitely catch you guys in the next one. Thank you all for watching. We're out.